the question that I'm going to do today is a solids in contact question. It's from the Junior Cert Higher Level Technical Graphics paper, and the year was 2017. The elevation and plan of three beauty products in mutual contact are shown. A 3D graphic of the cylindrical lipstick, spherical cream container and perfume bottle in the form of a square-based pyramid is also shown. Part A, draw the given elevation and plan showing all constructions. Part B, show all points of contact. And Part C, draw the development of the four sloping surfaces of the truncated square-based pyramid A. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by drawing the elevation and plan of A. Then I'm going to get the cream container in contact with A, and then I'm going to get the lipstick container then in contact with the cream container. So I'm going to work from right to left when I'm getting the solids in contact with each other. I'm going to show all points of contact going through, draw the plan and elevation, and then afterwards then I'm going to do the development of the four sloping surfaces. Okay, so that is the elevation and the plan view of the solid A. So the next thing now I need to do is I need to get the spherical cream container B in mutual contact with A. So from looking at the plan view, I can see that the radius is radius 32. However, I can also see that it's only 30 millimeters up from the XY line in elevation, because the bottom part of the container is cut off with the XY line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure up 30 millimeters from the XY line, and because it's radius 32 millimeters, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out 32 millimeters from the side of the pyramid. So get the angle of your pyramid with the 45-degree set square on top, slide it down, draw out a light construction line perpendicular to that, and then you're marking 32 millimeters on that line. Mark 32, then draw that line then parallel to the side of your pyramid. So the both of them meet there. Get your compass. And draw in your sphere. Now, the top of it now is a different color. Okay, so I'm going to just draw down my center line, and I need to measure down 15 millimeters from the top. Okay, I'm just going to shade that in. So what I need to do now is I need to project that to plan view. I need to draw it in plan view. So it's on the same center line as A. So they all line up in the same line. So what I'm going to do is project it to plan view. Where across that line then, get my compass and draw on my circle. Now, the sphere B is over A, so that means that we're going to have hidden detail on A. So this is going to be all full here. Now to get the inside circle, project down the outside part that's a different color, get your compass again, set it to that radius, that's your inside circle. And then don't forget, because there's a little part cut off down here, that you have to show that in hidden detail then as well. Again, project that one down. Use that as your radius. And draw that one in. Next thing now I'm going to do is I'm going to find the point of contact between A and B. So to find the point of contact between A and B, I need to draw a line perpendicular to the edge of A, and it has to go through the center of B. So again, I'm going to use my sliding set squares. What I'm going to do is put my 45-degree set square on top, get the angle of A, then I'm going to slide it down to go through the center of B. I'm just going to highlight that now in a different color. So there's the line perpendicular. Then where the two of them meet then is my point of contact. So now I need to show that in plan view. So bring that to plan view, join up the two centers, which I've already done, and then the point of contact then lies where the two centers are joined together. Okay, so that's the first two solids put in contact. Now we have a cylindrical lipstick out here to the left of B. So its radius is radius 16. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to draw that in elevation in contact with B and then project it to plan view. Now to get it in contact with the sphere already in elevation, I need to add the two radiuses together. So I'm going to be adding a radius 16 onto the radius of B already, which is 32. So on this line, I'm going to measure out an extra 16 millimeters, which is there. Then with my compass, I'm going to scribe an arc. Now it also rests on the horizontal plane. So I'm going to measure up 16 millimeters from the XY line. I'm going to draw a light line across my page at that point. So there's the center now of C. With my compass then, draw in C. Now what I need to do now is I need to show that in plan view. So in plan view, it's 86 millimeters deep. So bring down the two outside edges of C. Now we have our center line drawn in. So we need to go halfway from the center line. So that's going to be 43. Now it makes an angle of 60 degrees from solid B. So because the angle in there is 60, that means the line here is going to be drawn at 30 to create that angle. That's just the cap of the lipstick. Now you can see in elevation that solid C is in underneath solid B right there. So we're going to have a little bit of hidden detail. Okay, so the final thing now is to show the point of contact between the two solids. So I'm going to start in elevation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to join the two center points together. So when I join the two center points together, what I'm going to find is the point of contact is going to lie then in the middle of where the both of them intersect. Okay, so my point of contact then is right there. So what I'm going to do now is project that to plan view and show that point of contact in plan view. So again, you join up the center of this to the center of that, and it's right there on that center line. There's my point of contact. The final part of this question, part C, says draw the development of the four sloping surfaces of the truncated square-based pyramid A. So we're just concerned with the sloping surfaces here, the four of these. Now, one thing that we have to consider is when you're drawing a surface development is, do you have the true lengths to be able to draw the true shape of each surface? And at the moment in plan view, we don't. These edges coming from the apex down to the base of the pyramid, none of them are parallel to the XY line. Now, in order for a line to be a true length, it needs to be parallel to the XY line in one view, and then in the other view, then it's going to be seen as a true length. So what we need to do is we need to bring one of these edges parallel to the XY line in plan view, project to elevation, and that's where we'll see our true length. So I'm going to rotate this length here up to the center of A and bring across my center line. Okay, so there's the point there, and now I'm going to project that to elevation. Now what I need to do is I need to finish the pyramid in elevation. Okay, so there is the top of the pyramid. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to join that line up to the top of the pyramid. Okay. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to rotate, because we're not using the full line, I'm just using this part of the line. I'm just going to show you when I rotate this point up as well, and then bring it up to elevation, that crosses in that exact point there. So we can see now that the true length of that edge that we're looking for is there. Okay. So because that line now is parallel to the XY line in this view then, which is the elevation, it's seen as a true length. So I'm going to use that length on my compass, and I'm going to scribe that arc to draw my surface development. So from the top right down to the apex, down to the base, take that length. And what I like to do is I like to do it over on my sheet where I have free space. So I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to draw an arc. And there's the apex there. Oh, okay. So that's the bottom arc for the pyramid. Now, because it's truncated, the top is cut off, so I need to show that in my development as well. So now I'm going to take that length of my compass, go from this point, I'm going to draw that arc in. Okay. Now I need to show the 4 different sloping surfaces. Okay. Because this pyramid rests on the base, on the horizontal plane, each of these lengths here are actually true lengths already. So if I take that length of my compass, now, if you remember back to when we were looking at the topic of surface developments, you have to put in 4 lines. So in between here, you have to put in your 4 lines. So it's 1 long one and 2 short ones, 1 long one, 2 short ones. Just to recap on the last part of that question. To get the surface development, we have to have the true length of each edge in order to be able to draw the true shape, which is the surface development. So to do that, what we had to do is we had to rotate one of these edges that's coming from the apex to the base, because none of them are parallel to the XY line. So that means we don't have any true lengths at the moment. So this length from here out to here, what I did was I rotated it in plan view. Now it's parallel to the XY line. So then in my elevation, it's going to be true length. Projected that up, about across that point, projected that up, about across that point. So from there to there now is my true length, because that orange line is parallel to the XY line. To be able to draw that true length line, you needed to complete the cone here in elevation first, and then you're joining it from the apex right down to the base, and that gave you the true length line. When you're doing your surface development, then you have 2 measurements to take in your compass. You have X, which is from here to the base, and that was my first arc. And then you have Y, which is from the apex down to the truncated section. And that's your inside arc. Then after that, then you just step off the distance of your 4 sloping surfaces. And I said that because the pyramid is resting on the horizontal plane, that these 4 lengths here are true lengths already. So you can take that length in your compass and you mark that off 4 times in your surface development. Join them up to your apex and then complete your surface development by joining these lines together to create the straight edges, and then put your fold lines in between. So that is the 2017 higher level solids in contact question.